Hello my quilting family. We're back with the next installment of the Friendship Star case study. And this week we're going to study elongation. Elongation is a tool that designers use to lengthen a quilt block. It takes a traditional block like a Friendship Star and make it longer. Or they do other things with stuff, but anyways. This is what an elongated Friendship Star looks like, where each side of that block is 6.5 across and 12.5 down. And when you sew two together, they're going to create a 12-inch finished block. And that's finished in a quilt. So it's like this measurement will be 12.5 by 12.5. So I made two of them because they were kind of fun to do. And I have a tutorial for half square rectangles. And I'm going to post a link so that if you don't know how to make the half square rectangles, just go check it out. Now, last week I showed you some blocks that I had sewn wrong. And I'm going to show them to you again. These were the original half square rectangles that I sewed wrong. And instead of going a right slant, left slant, I put them up on top of each other. And this is the block I created out of it, because I'm not going to spend my days picking apart like a block that I've sewn wrong when I can just make something new and have fun with it. And I did, and it didn't quite finish at 12.5 square, so I added little yellow corners, which I thought would make it kind of cute, little crazy burst of color. This is the other block that was with elongation. Now I'm going to put the sewing directions for the cutting and sewing directions for this block in the show notes as well as this one. But this is all where you take the block equally, spreading it out and across, and you end up with a very dramatic block. And if this is the only oversized block in your quilt, it's going to be ending up being the focal point. And this again is your half square rectangle. And, you know, it's in the show notes as to where to go watch if you don't know how to do it. But this, I think, finishes up really cool. And you still have the very lovely silhouette of the Friendship Star. Now, one of the things I didn't mention when I was picking palette was I went through my orphan blocks and I went through all my blue stash. So when we were sewing up this block, I had made too many, and I decided, okay, I'm going to make too many, and I'm going to make a new block. But instead of throwing them into my orphan block bin, which was overflowing, I'm taking them out and I'm going to flesh them out, like make them big enough to fit in a 12.5-inch layout. Right? So this one's coming up a little shy, as you can see. It's, you know, this is 12.5. So this one's a little shy, so I'm going to make a video on the side that drops on Friday to how to make these blocks bigger but still look kind of cool and eclectic, right? So I've made some extras of those, just trying to get fabric out. And I also made a bunch of little hourglass blocks because they're just cute. They're just cute. You know, so you can have fun with these, putting these together and then, you know, making a bigger block. We also found some older hourglass blocks, pinwheels. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this guy yet. Quilts of Valor. I made a bunch of Quilts of Valor blocks for Canadian Quilts of Valor. So I made some little blue blocks that I'm also going to throw into some of the charity quilts, but I'm going to have to make them bigger. And I did find some other kind of eclectic blocks, little mountain blocks, and other broken dishes blocks. And I had a lot of fun finding these in my abandoned block. But I also found some unusual pieces like this, which, I mean, when you're looking at this, these are very tiny, very precisely pieced. This is the same size as a loonie. If you're Canadian, you know what a loonie is. If you're American, it's an oversized dollar, or it's a metal dollar bill for Canada. And one of the things that I was most pleased at finding, oops, I found some silk screened prints that are 12.5 inches square, and I found 3 of them. Just all sitting in my abandoned block, waiting for a blue and white project to come along. And I also found some very cool blocks that I've made recently, because I found my grandmother's tulip pattern, her cardboard, so I went old school, and then I sewed it on with my mom's sewing machine, and then I hand embroidered around the outside of it for a blanket stitch. So I'm just going to get our cameraman here to hold that up so you can see that a little better. So this is a navy and black print on the background, and here's the pink one, the pink tulip. And I just want to do a little Art Deco thing with some other things. This is the same thing. It's been hand stitched, blanket stitched around. And my favorite, I thought, was this. It was really cool, really cute, just lovely to play with. And then I found this. So we're gonna try and do something for a Friday drop to explain to you how to make something larger, or how to flesh something out to a more usable size. Because I think that's, if you have a bunch of abandoned blocks, or make too many blocks, or make, mock-up blocks, well, now you're gonna need to know what to do with them eventually. So this is what we'll show you how to do, and some of that might include learning how to do paper piecing drafts, how to draft your own paper piecing, and how to do all this other stuff. So this is what we were doing today. Elongation, great tool and a great way to go through your stash and find all sorts of lovely little treasures that you've been hiding in there. So we'll see you back next Tuesday, next week, and hopefully we'll have another installation of the Friendship Star case study. Okay, until then, see you. Bye. If you have questions about what you saw in this video, or you have ideas for content, or something you want to see us do, please put those comments in the description below. But also, while you're there, like, share, and subscribe with your friends. That would really help us out. Okay, I want to thank you and have a great day.